live on the Instagram. Oh, it's giving me a countdown. That's new. Are we live? It looks like we're live, and we have microphone on Instagram. Hello, welcome to Saturday Night Jaw Harp Live, where we are playing jaw harp and jaw harp style musical instruments from around the world. One I'll start off playing just a few hours ago. You might have noticed the new Sean Jones unboxing. Hit these. These are pretty killer, pretty tight playing, and they're really stable. Night Clover, hello. What harping have you been into? What have you been up to? And oh yeah, these are full stainless, which most harps are not full stainless. I know some of the Ovcharenko are, the newer Jones are. This is one I just shot the unboxing for yesterday. This is out of the new Iverson. The Iverson used to be okay, and then they got really good, and they're really, really killer now. What am I doing there? It's like if I was saying woo 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 woo. Hey, it's Boxcar Bets. How are you doing? Be sure to follow at Boxcar Bets. He makes weekly content and makes jaw harps as well. We did take a 2-week break from videos. Wasn't able to go live the past 2 weekends. One weekend, I believe we were traveling or just getting back from traveling to Nebraska. And then the other weekend or the other Saturday, the fair came to town and we had one opportunity to go to the fair. And me and my wife went, and me and my son rode all the spinning rides and got scared because now my son is old enough and tall enough to ride on all the rides. So had to take advantage of that. William Banks says, "Hi, bud. I'm awake and enjoy seeing you, bud." Oh, hello. Chrysalis says, "It sounds like a mosquito that stung me." I don't know if this mosquito stung you, but this mosquito might have drunk you. Skeeters like to drink people. Jaw Harp says, "Pleasant greetings to all." Chrysalis says, "What's the instrument called again?" Jaw harp, juice harp, and mouth harp would be like broad terms for these style of musical instruments. However, each region and country has their own name for them. This is a Norwegian manapa. I know I'm not saying it exactly correctly, but it looks like munharp, but I think it's munhapa. And it's wedge. You can tell the munharpa because they're wedge fixed, kind of like a maranzano. They go through the middle of the frame, but instead of just being pinch shut, you have this wedge fixing it in place. I actually adjusted an Iverson once. It was really easy, easier than I thought it would be. Night Clover says, "I'm looking to buy. What's good for beginners?" This is what I would suggest. Just go to theharpery.com. The first thing that pops up is the beginner page. Read on the beginner pages, and we haven't yet added them to the beginner page, but one that I would suggest for beginners just because of how comfortable and easy they are. The Zalagi River, they're not expensive. They're really flexible. They're not the loudest harp in the world, but you can play them in both directions, and they're stable and they're easy, and there's not a lot of stiffness there. So, yeah, I would suggest these ones for beginners. Ray Leonard Chappell says, "I broke my adult tooth with that." Probably not with this. What you did is you probably can you comment, Ray Leonard Chappell's? Was this the harp that you broke your tooth with? This isn't a real jaw harp. This is a Snoopy harp. These are commonly sold on like Walmart, eBay, Amazon under a bunch of different names. They will break your teeth. and they hurt. So yeah, stay away from the toy harps. The toy harps are not real jaw harps. Andrew Davis says I had to send my Iverson to Johnny Cope for repair and was very happy with the results. Big shout out to Johnny. Yeah, one cool thing about the Monarpa is instead of a crimp, you have this wedge, and there is some control in how you tap the wedge over the reed. I had one come misaligned. I don't know if yours had the same thing. I don't know if I dropped it or whatever, but it moved the side one a little bit, and I had to tap it just a little bit, and then I was able to, I think, pretty much do anvil adjustment to the frame, because there's some frame adjustment you have to do, but Monarp are pretty decent to work on it. But I've only worked on one. Ray Leonard Chapel says it was cheap. Yeah, that'd be the one. Yeah, that's not a jaw harp. That's not recommended for play, and they're kind of dangerous. I wish they didn't sell these toys on the internet, because a lot of people get them and they're like, oh, jaw harps are awful. No, this isn't a jaw harp. This is a jaw harp the same way a rock is a guitar. So, anyways. Orchard Guy 80, hello, how are you? Ghost 14 PNG says, and you play some cool heist music with the jaw harp, please. I don't know what heist music sounds like. Is that like something you'd hear out of 007 movie, perhaps? And that isn't an inexpensive harp. That's a really comfortable, easy playing harp. And it actually has pretty decent sound. It has a pretty nice bell ring. And I've got enough back pressure that I can bounce against it. So yeah, that's a good harp. And I think, what are they, like $33, including shipping? They're not expensive. Pokin, sometimes you can find them for $10 or so, but no, I think they've went up to 20 or 30 even on Amazon. Amazon is really good at getting harps out of Russia with no problem. Getting harps from Russia is 70-80% of our harps at the Harpery used to come from Russia. Now maybe 10-15%, because it's just so hard to get things in and out of Russia, or get money in and out of Russia. So let's play another, and this is what I've been doing. I've been playing a lot of harps in D, because I got this D2 Iverson. Where'd my D2? Oh, my D2 is up on the shelf. Yeah, we'll play a couple harps in D just so we can hear difference in timbre. Let's head on over to the Czech Republic. They refer to this as a Brummel. This was made by Sisolko. I'm just going to play a few different harps in D2, and that's what I was doing last night, playing the harps and then seeing how the difference in tone and the difference in the way the harp played influenced me even playing the same rhythm. So let's see where it goes. You Looney Tunes type-ish, says that person. Yeah, Looney Tunes, yeah, it is. This is the spring noise. But yeah, they were used in cartoons, children's shows, old westerns, a bunch of stuff. Jaw Harp says it is unusual to chip a tooth, but I have chipped a front tooth as well. I play it with teeth guards now and enjoy the freedom of play without fear of chipping. Jaw Harp, can you comment below? I'm just interested. What was the scenario? Was it a reed that broke your tooth, or was it a frame? On multiple occasions, playing my Glaser & Star, wherever it is, Glaser & Star have a big spiral trigger, and here's a barrier. They have a big spiral. This isn't a Glaser, but it's another flat fronter. And on the outstroke, I was playing it quickly, and I was drinking alcohol. I was playing it quickly, and on the outstroke, I didn't graze the cinnamon roll shaped trigger. I hit on the inside, which led me to strike across, and the harp went bam. and it slapped me right in the teeth, and I stopped and I like felt around on my teeth like, did I chip it? And I didn't chip it, but that's a scenario when I could see it where it'd snap off a tooth is if a harp gets ripped away from your face, you're playing it really fast, really aggressive, and like a Glasrin Star has a long reed, but it can build up quite a bit of spring to it across that long reed, which is on the lower end of medium stiffness, I'd say. And if that big heavy harp comes away from your teeth and slaps you right in the face, I could see that happening. Or how exactly did it happen? The reed, I didn't even feel it. Oh, a reed took a bit of your tooth off. I've never had that happen, and I have hit my teeth before with the reed like that. But the couple ways, 2 or 3 ways I chip my front teeth. You can see that. That's on trampolines. We would wrestle on trampolines and throw people on trampolines. You get bounced off trampolines. This was in the day back in the 90s. That'd be early 90s when people didn't have, my friends had a trampoline, but at the time they didn't have the nets that they do now. So when you get bounced off, it was surrounded by rose bushes. It was a great time. Any USA producers of jaw harps well known? Yeah. I make a few harps. Also, Bill Goring makes harps. And then Sean Jones makes harps as well. Mike Lee makes and repairs harps, but most notably, who's putting out the most high quality harps right now would be the Jones, Sean Jones. And they're on par with Russian and Ukrainian harps, and they're on par with Russian and Ukrainian harp prices. So yeah, I do enjoy the Jones. I have one in A2, and I have one in D2. No, this is D2 sharp. And Aunt Joanne, I have a cough today. Aunt Joanne says we had nothing around the trampolines in my day. Yeah, safety. I was talking to my son. I'm like, safety. We were talking about being safe, and he still uses a booster seat beside because it's still recommended for him being 6. And I was talking like he was asking me about it, and I was like, well, when I was a kid, safety wasn't a huge issue. One time I remember my parents ended up hitting a dog on the highway, and I was sitting on the middle armrest, which is where I wanted to sit because my head hit the dash when we hit the dog and stopped and everything. And like, even when I was a younger kid, we didn't use seat belts or anything like that. And your parents just let you go for the day, and you'd come back at when the 6 o'clock whistle went off. So yeah, things have safety's become more of a concern for people, I think, as time has went on. Yeah, no helmets in bike riding. And one of my friends, when I lived in Orleans, Nebraska, got hit by a car without wearing a helmet. Orchard Guy 80 says, whacking away on my black fire and Glasrins. Cool. Yeah, I'm going to play another harp in D2, and we'll just see where it takes us. Jaw Harp says, Boxcar makes a nice North American harp. Yeah, Boxcar isn't in the U.S., but he is up in Canada. Our neighbor is just right to the north. Wait, which way is north? That's northway, I think. North. Yeah, that's north right there. Oh, thank you, Chase Brander. He says he loves this ish. Cool. There was a Zalogi New Siberia in D2, and I was really leaning into kind of some slap mute, slapping the frame, and then bringing in and dulling the sound. When you hear it at the end when it was there, I was muting from the front and the back. Sometimes I'll pinch it for a little bit and then let off of it. Christian Dietz says, "Can you play Darude Sandstorm?" I don't even remember exactly how that goes. Matt Tastic, I've talked to him before on the online, and he had a cool video where he was playing along with Darude Sandstorm, I believe. Ben's Mazzara says, "I watch your videos, help me play the jaw harp. Thank you for so much." Oh, cool! I'm so glad you're enjoying it. Oh, from Kuntai Dutta says, from India, Namaste. Namaste back at you. Love from India. Speaking of which, let's play an Indian harp because there's like 3 different types of jaw harps and a bunch of different makers coming from India. Let's go on over to India. This is from Rajasthan, the recently deceased maker Gokharam. His son is still making these. Veera Ram is still making these. And I think Veera Ram's son, the grandson of Gorka, has just began producing harps. We're going to be getting some of them in the fall. Junjaram, I believe is his name. So some of these comments are very interesting, but yeah. No. Can you do tube and throat singing sounding things with it? Yeah, you can play with your throat, but also like opening your throat. But I don't do much vocalization through the harp. And sometimes I do play around with for meditation purposes, doing some throat singing. However, I'm not real well refined in my throat and overtone singing. Oh, that was actually a different baby laugh. Oh, he's from Jaipur. Is that too far from Rajasthan, or is that in Rajasthan? I'm not familiar with all the regions of India, but yeah, this is a Gokharam. This is a draw start. It's a morchang. They refer to it in Rajasthan. Doing snotty karate. Orchard got 80 said, "I fractured my sternum and almost had a nasty spinal injury from a big trampoline when I was 21. Oh, yeah, like playing in those backyard trampolines when you get 21 are probably not a good idea. When I was 14, no, I was 15, I had a deal with the trampoline where we were all, as kids, on my friend's house, we would always jump on the trampoline, and then one person would jump and then like 2 or 3 people would jump next to them all at once. So you go the trampoline, you go way down and bounce your way up. Well, what I did when I did it, because I was the biggest, heaviest person out of everyone jumping, and I was getting too old for the trampoline anyways, when I jumped and went and curled up in a ball and all 3 people jumped on the trampoline, my butt actually hit the ground. It was very, very abrupt stop and painful. And after that, I'm like, ooh, I'm too big. I'm not going to jump on trampolines anymore. However, I will jump on trampolines if like I'm at a trampoline park with my son, for sure. Oh, really? Oh, good for you. Mario Marina says, "That sounds terrible. Thanks for Malaysia." Well, I guess the draw start is kind of an acquired taste, because the draw start will corrupt the tone a little bit, so it's not going to be a super good bell ring. But you have this draw starting ability. Oh, Marine Marina said the trampoline accident on the harp. Oh, yeah, the trampoline accident. Yeah, that dude who broke his, got the spinal injury. That's a real bummer. You got to be careful on them trampolines, though. I'm like, if I was like, Master Technic 123 says, "What's that called?" Jaw harp, juice harp, and mouth harp is the broad term for it. This one in particular is a morchang from India. Let's jump on over to a different morchang maker from India. Let's see if I've got. Oh yeah, I've got a Mohan handy. This is Gokharam's brother, Master Mohan, making his morchang. A lot of the makers from Rajasthan, I think they're pretty much all related. Do you like the buzz of Ildar's harps? It's like too much. I would say depending on the era in which you buy the Ildar harps, the earlier Ildar harps were really rougher finish. The reeds on them were ground. There was a little bit of a burr to it, so you had this kind of brushy effect where good for like techno bouncing fast play, but the tone on them wasn't great. The tone on the Ildar, I believe, has gotten way better since he first came out. Manan says, I'm from Rajasthan. Oh, namaste, welcome. Orchard Got 80 says, harping for over half a century. Oh, cool, nice. Master Technic 123 says, how do you play? I want to get one. Well, check out, go to the harper.com. Check out their beginner page. I don't think the Salagi River had been added yet to that, but there's plenty of good harps on there. But yeah, I would go there, read on some harps, listen to some harps. But what it is you're playing up against your teeth. The harp's resting against the tips of the teeth here. And you're plucking the inner reed, and then you're breathing and changing mouth shape. Like here's just me making the mouth shapes like A, E, I, O, and U. Say if I turn that into a be A, O, E, I, O, E, A, O. And you can add breath to it. First decent harp made me zone out, says William Banks. Which one? But yeah, harp is a really zony, really trancy instrument. I use it for meditation and journey work. And then Luis Gabriel says, I got a harp from Ecuador, Reveri, for sound for. Oh yeah, Reveri passed away. Was it last year or earlier this year? Yeah, his harps are good, especially his later work. Master Technic says, how much do they cost? Anywhere from $15 shipped on up to $300 or $400. I think is about the most expensive harp I've ever seen. Okay, what else are we gonna play? Let's play something in the middle. Here's a harp I made that I enjoyed. I can't read all the comments. Some of them are inappropriate. And I got to watch reading people's names, their handles on Instagram and YouTube and TikTok, because I've almost read people's names and said swear words that probably would have got me canceled. So you've got to be careful reading. I've got to be really careful reading the comments, because some people's handles you cannot repeat. Yeah, I'm working. I've got a harp I started for a customer, and I've been falling behind a little bit on my content because I do put out a lot of content and I do manage the harpery and take care of their financial things and everything, and do all the office work and everything. While as Porky Miller from theharpery.com does all the shipping, the receiving, and communicating with customers. So I've been falling a little bit behind on that. So I haven't really had a bunch of time, and it being summer, me doing heating and air, I haven't had a bunch of time to get back to the builds. But at some point I'm going to learn how to use my mill, and I'll be able to kick harps out a little bit faster. But here's one of my one in C2. Manan says, have you heard of sitar, tabla, shank, shanai, and dol? I haven't heard of all those. I've heard of a sitar and a tabla. Is the tabla one of their drums? Is it the drums like da da da, or is it like da 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 dom dom? Is it tabla that got the dom to it? Because I really like that Indian style or Indian drum where it's got they can drum on it, and then they have a thing that's like doo doo. Have you ever drank Baileys from an old shoe? I've had Baileys, but I don't think I've ever drank anything from a shoe, to be honest. But I like the quote. Is that from an Adult Swim show? And I was going to be wearing my Rick and Morty t-shirt tonight because I really have become a fan of Rick and Morty. But it didn't come in, so I'm like, oh, I'll wear a band that actually plays a jaw harp in some of their music, the Gojira. Ben Smazaria says, I'm from Hungary. Oh, we're getting a lot of comments. Thank you for everyone for the, can you get them on Amazon? Yeah, you can. Just careful. A lot of harps that you buy on Amazon aren't real. They're Snoopies and Snoopy variants, but yeah, you can. Ben Smazaria says, I'm from Hungary and we have a Jerome. I don't want to offend, but when you say Jerome, the B is not silent. And I will thank you for teaching me. Oh, cool. So are you saying, can you comment again, Bent, that the B is not silent? So I should be saying Jerome. Should I be saying Jerome or Derumb? I know there's a lot of different variations on how V and how letters can go together. So yeah, if you comment on that, thank you for saying that, because yeah, I always want to be pronouncing things correctly. I pronounced the word morchang for like 7 years. So yeah. Does it hurt my teeth? No. Gohira is bad. Yeah, Gohira is really good. I really liked. I didn't watch the Olympics startup thing or their warm up show or whatever we call that, the intro. But when I heard Gojira was on, I'm like, yeah, I'll watch that. I went on there like, oh, Gojira is killing. I'm glad to see that people are finding some metal music, because I did used to listen to lots of metal. I think the Gojira album I first heard of was the one with flying whales on it, which is a really cool, trippy song. Patrick has been harping for 50 years. Oh, congratulations, Patrick! Like your beard? Yeah, I do have a beard. I enjoy it. I can't get AM or FM on it, but I can get other stations, other frequencies. Benson Mazzari says like Daromba. Okay, cool. Patrick Day says I have a huge bass harp and it's almost unplayable. I have some really big bass harps. I have a Plekhanov Megatron, which is a huge harp, and as cool as it is, and it's probably the harp I have that has the most artistic detail put into it, other than some of the Obtrinka I've got. But I almost never play it because really, really deep bass harps and really big harps aren't practical for like fast play. Because like when I'm meditating and stuff on a harp, I'll be playing 5-10 minutes sometimes and just flowing on the harp. And if I have to be thinking about where I'm at for a harp with a big long throw, it's probably not going to be my go-to for meditation. Master Technique says, I just bought one. Oh, cool. Yeah, what harp did you get? Can you see the Megatron 137? Sure. And I'll play a couple by Plekhanov. Where is Megatron 137? Where are you? Where's my biggest harp? I'll play 2 more harps and then we'll wrap it up. We're 27 minutes? No way. I thought I'd been live for like 17 minutes. Normally I wrap it up in between the 15 and 20 minute mark, but we'll play 2 more harps. In Ukraine, they refer to it as Drumba. This is the Ukrainian maker. I don't remember what his model is. I don't even know if he makes the shape anymore. But I think it was around A1 sharpish, I think. A1 or A1 sharp. I don't know much. It's gold colored. Says Matt. You probably got a Pokin. Yeah, we're gonna play the biggest one next. Says I bought one and got it today. Jaw harp class 3 small morchang Om Nepal. No, that's not a morchang you got. I don't have one sitting here. That's made by Ayodhya. That is the Om is a morchanga. The Nepal they call them morchanga. So yeah, it's a Om morchanga, the small brass one by Ayodhya, I believe. Okay, we're gonna play one more harp. Oh yeah, this one here. This is a Plekhanov Megatron 137. It's a big harp. It's probably the biggest in my collection. However, not the biggest I've ever played. The biggest I've ever played is probably the old Gorka Mammoth, which isn't really a practical everyday player just because how big and stiff it is, or the Oleg Niga of Ukraine makes one called Orbit, which is a little bit bigger than this. Not quite as deep, but it's like that big of a harp. It looks like his regular harps, but just giant. Yeah, the Megatron 137, there's a lot of texture and detail to it, and the place you put your teeth are really smooth. Ben Smazaria says, you say it like the Jerome, but you say the B harder without the part. So Jerome. Derombe. Yeah, Derombe. I like that. I think I'm getting closer. So we're gonna wrap it up with that, and we're gonna have a short commentary from our sponsor, Bug Spray. I don't think so, but if you put some vanilla in a squirter or rub a little bit of vanilla extract on them, I heard that keeps mosquitoes away. But anyways, Mean, would you like to comment on the video?
Well, I didn't watch it, but I'm sure that it was great.
Oh, thank you. We're still live right now.
Okay.
All right. I love you and I like you and I think that you're neat. Is our kid going to smell like vanilla extract? Cool. All right. I love y'all. Harp out. Should apply here. We're going to go over to Russia here. This is Zelo Vargan by Haretdinov. Love y'all. I will see y'all next Saturday for Saturday Night Jaw Harp Live. And I'll see some of y'all this Sunday for Sunday Night Jaw Harp Live, where we're going live at 8 p.m. Central Time on TikTok at Jaw the Harp and 8 p.m. Central Time on YouTube at The Harpery. Adios. Jim Bobaluba says, you don't love us. You don't even know us. Be genuine. Oh, I love all of you out there, and I think you're all neat. And I even love rocks. I love trees. I love dragonflies. Oh, wasps. I've really loved wasps. As of late, I had like 2 or 3 wasps that were coming in my work truck while I was eating lunch. But yeah, love y'all. Harp out. My point is, you are incapable of loving us. Oh no, that is not accurate at all. Everyone's capable of love. Oh, other things that I love tea. This is I switched up my teas. I've been drinking Yaupon Holly tea. It's an indigenous, or a tea that was drank by indigenous people like 8,000 years ago. And actually early European settlers, before the arrival of coffee, drank Yaupon Holly tea. It's really good. There's no tannins in it. You can't, like a lot of the black teas I drink, if you get them too hot, there's some tannins or some bitterness, or it clouds up. This tea, the Yaupon Holly, which I believe is the only caffeine producing plant from North America, really good hot or over ice. Anyways, love y'all. Harp out. And Ben Mazzari says, can you help me get better at the Derombe? The Derombe. Yes, by playing more, and I've got a whole bunch of shorts. Some of my long format content, just look up Advanced Jaw Harp or How to Play the Beginner Jaw Harp on my channel or even on YouTube, and they'll come up. Some of my long format content is all in English, so I'm talking, and then my short form content, I don't do any talking. I'm just using vocalization and breathing and demonstration to help people learn the jaw harp. Anyways, adios. Harp out. Adios.